years before you did that morning came rattling soft against my window pane. I pulled my coat a little tighter, didn't notice that something beautiful was on its way. The leaves were doing something in the courtyard, all golden and unsettled in the air. And I was walking fast with nowhere special when the wind decided to bring you there. I should have known that wind like that means something. Should have read it in the way the branches moved. But I was looking at the ground and not the sky, and missed the first sign of you. The wind came first. Before you came, the wind was already here. The wind came first and turned the whole October atmosphere. The wind came first and then came you, and everything changed. I think about that wind sometimes in autumn, when October does that thing it always does, when everything goes golden and unsettled, and the air smells like it's carrying because it was carrying something I had no idea was mine. And the wind that morning wasn't just the weather, it was the very first and most important sign. I should have known that wind like that means something. Should have read it in the way the branches moved. But I was looking at the ground and not the sky, and missed the first sign of you. The wind came first. Before you came, the wind was already here. The wind came first and turned the whole October atmosphere. The wind came first and then came you, and everything changed. Now every time the wind picks up in autumn, I look up from the ground and look around, because the wind that came before you found me was the most beautiful wind I've ever found. The wind came first, and I've been grateful ever since that day. The wind came first and brought the most beautiful thing my way. The wind came first and then came you, and everything changed. Still the wind, still you, still flew away on a windy Tuesday. Just lifted off your neck and said goodbye. You laughed and grabbed for it but missed completely, and watched it dance a moment in the sky. I was the one who ran and caught it for you, 2 steps ahead and reaching in the air. And when I turned around and handed it back, you were looking at me like I'd always been there. Such a small and ordinary moment, just a scarf, just a wind, just a street. But something in the catching and the handing back made everything feel wonderfully complete. Your scarf flew away, and I was there to catch it in the wind. Your scarf flew away, and something beautiful was about to begin. Your scarf flew away and brought us together. We stood there for a moment, slightly awkward, you wrapping it back slowly around your neck. And I was trying not to smile too obviously at the universe and how it likes to check. Because what are the chances of a Tuesday, a windy street, a scarf, a stranger's hand, that something so completely unremarkable could be exactly what the heart had planned? Such a small and ordinary moment, just a scarf, just a wind, just a street. But something in the catching and the handing back made everything feel wonderfully complete. Your scarf flew away, and I was there to catch it in the wind. Your scarf flew away, and something beautiful was about to begin. Your scarf flew away and brought us together. I still have the image of it flying, that flash of red against the autumn sky. The most romantic thing I've ever witnessed was a scarf that said a temporary goodbye. Your scarf flew away, the most beautiful accident I've known. Your scarf flew away and led me somewhere I had never gone. Your scarf flew away and brought us together. Still together. Still that Tuesday. Still that Tuesday. Still that scarf. Still yours. Still mine. Still mine. A Tuesday in October, nothing special. The kind of day that doesn't ask for much, just leaves and wind and ordinary everything that comes from just a touch. I wasn't writing it down, wasn't remembering, had no idea it would matter quite this way. But Tuesdays in October have a habit of becoming someone's most important day. And now I can't think of October Tuesdays without the wind, without your face, without the street. The most ordinary day became extraordinary the moment it was you that I would meet. A Tuesday in October, the most beautiful day the calendar ever made. A Tuesday in October, when everything ordinary was remade. A Tuesday in October, and you and wind and everything. The trees were doing something with the light, that particular October kind of gold. And I was just a person in that moment, with a whole unwritten story to be told. And then the wind decided something different, arranged the leaves and turned the morning round, and gave me you on that most ordinary Tuesday, the most extraordinary thing I found. And now I can't think of October Tuesdays without the wind, without your face, without the street. The most ordinary day became extraordinary the moment it was you that I would meet. A Tuesday in October, the most beautiful day the calendar ever made. A Tuesday in October, when everything ordinary was remade. A Tuesday in October, and you and wind and everything. If someone asked me what my favorite day was, I wouldn't say a birthday or a holiday. I'd say a windy, unremarkable October Tuesday that changed the whole direction of my way. A Tuesday in October, still the most beautiful day I've ever known. A Tuesday in October, the day the wind decided I wasn't alone. A Tuesday in October, and you and wind and everything changed. Still October, still Tuesday, still you, still the wind, still everything. had knocked your coffee cup completely, and you just laughed instead of being mad. Threw your head back in that way you always do. The most beautiful reaction I had had. I'd been watching you for just a moment prior, trying to decide if I should say hello. But that laugh made the whole decision easier, more beautiful than anything I know. It wasn't elegant, it wasn't practiced, just completely and entirely you. And I fell a little in that windy moment for the way you laughed at everything brand new. The way you laughed, still the most beautiful sound I've ever heard. The way you laughed, more eloquent than any spoken word. The way you laughed into the wind, into my heart. I've heard 1,000 laughs since that October, in movies and in restaurants and on trains, but none of them have had that particular quality that yours had on that windy day in rain. Because your laugh was something undefended, just pure and quick and completely unafraid. And I have spent the time since that October trying to be worthy of the sound you made. It wasn't elegant, it wasn't practiced, just completely and entirely you. And I fell a little in that windy moment for the way you laughed at everything brand new. The way you laughed, still the most beautiful sound I've ever heard. The way you laughed, more eloquent than any spoken word. The way you laughed into the wind, into my heart. Laugh like that again, just like that morning. Throw your head back like you have no care. Because the way you laugh into the wind like that is the most beautiful thing I've seen anywhere. The way you laughed, I'd walk into 1,000 windy days. The way you laughed, to find it once again. The wind kept putting your hair across your face, and you kept pushing it back with your hand. And I kept watching you do it over and over. The most beautiful thing I'd ever planned. Not planned discovered, found without expecting. Right there on that ordinary windy street. The way your hair would fall and you would fix it was the most quietly romantic thing to meet. I wanted to reach across and help you, wanted to brush it gently back myself, but I was just a stranger in that moment. And some beautiful things you keep to yourself. Hair across your face, the wind keeps putting it right back again. Hair across your face, the most beautiful thing I've seen. And when hair across your face, I fell right there. I fell. You didn't seem to mind the inconvenience, just smiled and tucked it back behind your ear. And there was something in that small acceptance of the wind and what it chose to do from here. Because some people fight the wind and lose it. Some people curse the weather and the day. But you just smiled and let your hair go flying, and found the grace in what the wind would say. I wanted to reach across and help you, wanted to brush it gently back myself, but I was just a stranger in that moment. And some beautiful things you keep to yourself. Hair across your face, the wind keeps putting it right back again. Hair across your face, the most beautiful thing I've seen. And when hair across your face, I fell right there. I fell. And even now on windy days, I notice every time the wind decides to play with someone's hair on some October corner, I think of you and that most beautiful day. Hair across your face, still the most beautiful image that I hold. Hair across your face, the most romantic story ever told. Hair across your face, I fell right there, still falling, still you, still the wind, still your hair, still falling right there, still you. Something blew in on a windy afternoon, something I hadn't been expecting at the door. Not a letter and not a call and not a warning, just something the wind decided to restore. I was sitting with my coffee by the window, watching how the leaves were having their say. were suddenly a part of my day. I can't explain the physics of the moment, can't tell you how the wind decides these things, but something blew in on that windy afternoon that changed the whole direction of the spring. Something blew in on the most ordinary windy day. Something blew in and quietly decided it would stay. Something blew in, and that something was you. The curtain moved and let a little more light in. The coffee smelled a little warmer than before, and I was sitting there not quite believing that the wind had just walked someone through my door. Because that's how it felt, that's how it happened. Not a grand entrance, not a trumpet call, just the wind deciding it was time for something and bringing you along to change it all. I can't explain the physics of the moment, can't tell you how the wind decides these things, but something blew in on that windy afternoon that changed the whole direction of the spring. Something blew in on the most ordinary windy day. Something blew in and quietly decided it would stay. Something blew in, and that something was you. So here's to windy afternoons and curtains, and coffee going warm beside the glass, and all the ordinary, unremarkable moments that turn out to be anything but that. Something blew in, the most beautiful thing the wind has ever brought. Something blew in, everything I'd always almost sought. Something blew in, and that something was you, was always you. Still here, still blowing, still the wind, still the wind, still you. Something blew in. The wind was picking up and you said you should go, that the afternoon was getting cold and late, and I was standing there just wishing for a reason for you to stay just a little longer at the gate. Your scarf was doing something in the wind again, your hair was finding ways to cross your face, and I was searching for the words to ask you to hold on just a little more in this place. Don't let the wind decide this for us. Don't let the cold be the reason to leave. There's something here between the gusts and golden light that I'm not quite ready to believe is done. Hold on a little longer, just a little longer in this wind. Hold on a little longer before we let the afternoon rescind. Hold on a little longer, just stay, just one more moment. The leaves were swirling somewhere past your shoulder. The sky was doing something pink and gray, and I was standing in the most beautiful awkward moment, trying to find a reason for you to stay. Because once you go, the wind goes with you somehow, takes all the warmth out of the afternoon, and I am left here in the ordinary after, wishing I had asked you to stay a little soon. Don't let the wind decide this for us. Don't let the cold be the reason to leave. There's something here between the gusts and golden light that I'm not quite ready to believe is done. Hold on a little longer, just a little longer in this wind. Hold on a little longer before we let the afternoon rescind. Hold on a little longer, just stay, just one more moment. And maybe the wind knew what it was doing, keeping us here a little past the time. Because the best things happen in the holding on, in the moment just before goodbye. Hold on a little longer, the most beautiful thing I've ever asked. Hold on a little longer in the wind and in the golden fading fast. Hold on a little longer, just stay, just one more moment, please, just one more, just a little. Hold on, stay, just stay. The wind blew leaves across the letter I was writing, and scattered all the words I meant to say. I gathered them back slowly from the pavement, but some of them had blown too far away. The ones that stayed were maybe the important ones, the ones the wind decided should remain. And I wrote around the missing words and found that the letter made more sense without the strain. Maybe that's the wind's way of editing, of taking out the parts we don't need, because leaves and letters have a lot in common. Both let go of what they no longer need. Leaves and letters both know how to let the wind decide. Leaves and letters both know what to keep and what to hide. Leaves and letters both know how to let go. I never sent the letter, kept the pieces, the ones the wind allowed to stay with me, and read them back sometimes on autumn evenings to see what the wind thought was worth keeping, because the words that stayed were soft and certain, the truest things I'd meant but couldn't write. And the wind had done the editing I needed, had kept the love and let go of the fright. Maybe that's the wind's way of editing, of taking out the parts we don't need, because leaves and letters have a lot in common. Both let go of what they no longer need. Leaves and letters both know how to let the wind decide. Leaves and letters both know what to keep and what to hide. Leaves and letters both know how to let go. So I'll keep writing letters on windy days and let the wind take what it wants to take, because the words that stay after the wind has chosen are the only ones worth keeping for their sake. Leaves and letters, the wind knows which ones need to stay. Leaves and letters, the wind knows what to keep and blow away. Leaves and letters both know how to let go and stay still. The wind, still the leaves, still the letters, still the words that stayed. Everyone around me was in motion. The wind was moving everything in sight. The leaves, the scarves, the hair of passing strangers. Everything was caught up in the flight. But I was standing still in all that moving, just standing in the middle of the street, because I had just seen you through the window, and my legs forgot completely how to meet. The whole world was a blur. just you. The people walked around me without noticing. One more person stopped upon the street, but I was in a world entirely separate, heart deciding what the mind couldn't complete. Because you were sitting there so unremarkable, just reading something coffee on the side, and I was standing in the wind outside the window, completely still and absolutely tied. The whole world was a blur of wind and color, and I was just a person standing still, because something through that window had decided that I was going to stay right here until standing still in the middle of a windy moving world, standing still while everything around me swirled and swirled, standing still because of you, just you. And I think about that stillness sometimes, how the wind was doing everything it could, and I was the only thing not moving, standing still the way a person in love stood, standing still, the most beautiful stillness I have known, standing still in the wind and in the cold alone, standing still because of you, just you, always you. Still standing, still standing, still, still you, still the wind, still standing. Still here, still left behind, still yours, still mine. The wind had gone and left the street so quiet, just scattered leaves and silence in its place. And I was standing where we'd stood that evening, still feeling the impression of your face. Some things the wind takes with it when it passes, the noise, the movement, everything in flight. But some things get left behind in all the rushing, like the warmth of you that stayed into the night. And I've been thinking about what the wind leaves after all the blowing and the fuss, of all the things it scattered and collected. The most important thing it left was us, what was left behind after all the wind had its say. What was left behind was the most beautiful part of the day. What was left behind was you, was this, was us. glove beside the bench we sat on, the one that must have slipped out in the cold. And I just held it there for longer than I'll tell you. The softest thing the windy day had told, because objects hold the warmth of who has held them just a little longer than they should. And your glove was still warm from your hand inside it, the most beautiful thing I understood. And I've been thinking about what the wind leaves after all the blowing and the fuss of all the things it scattered and collected. The most important thing it left was us. What was left behind after all the wind had its say? What was left behind was the most beautiful part of the day. What was left behind was you, was this, was us. The wind takes so much with it when it passes, leaves and letters, scarves and afternoon. But what it leaves behind is always sweeter than anything it carried off too soon. What was left behind was everything I needed all along. What was left behind was the most beautiful and the most strong. What was left behind was you, was this, was us, was love still here, still left behind, still yours, still mine. What was left behind? Nobody told November it could do this. Nobody said it had permission to be warm. But there it was, the most impossible of Sundays, all golden light and not a sign of storm. The wind had settled into something gentle, just enough to lift the leaves and let them go. And you were there beside me in that sunshine, the warmest November either of us would know. Some days arrive without a reason, warm when they had no right to be. And this November Sunday was the warmest, the destination, just following the warmth from street to park. And everything felt suspended in that sunshine, like the day had promised not to get dark. I remember how you said you couldn't believe it, that November had no right to feel this way. And I was thinking the same thing about you, that you had no right to make me feel this way. Some days arrive without a reason, warm when they had no right to be. And this November Sunday was the warmest, the most impossible and beautiful to see. The warmest day in November, when the world forgot what season it was in. The warmest day in November, and you were there, and that's where I begin. The warmest day in November, still golden, still yours, still mine. And I know November will be cold again, and I know the wind will find its way back through. But I have had the warmest day in November, and the warmest thing about it was you. The warmest day in November, still the most beautiful day I've ever known. The warmest day in November, the day the wind decided to leave us alone. The warmest day in November, still golden, still yours, still mine, still November, still warm, still golden, still yours, the warmest day. When everything went quiet after the wind stopped, the street was suddenly a different place. Just the two of us still standing in the stillness, with nowhere left to go in all this space. The scarf stopped flying and the leaves stopped dancing, and the noise the afternoon had made went still. And I could hear you breathing just beside me, the most beautiful quiet I've ever had to fill. Some silences are empty and uncomfortable, some silences are full of things unsaid. But this silence, after all that wind and motion, was the warmest kind of quiet didn't speak for longer than we should have. Just stood there in the aftermath of wind, and something in that silence was deciding where the afternoon was going to begin. Because sometimes the most important conversations are the ones that happen without any sound. And standing in that quiet after the wind stopped was the most important moment I had found. Some silences are empty and uncomfortable. Some silences are full of things unsaid. But this silence, after all that wind and motion, was the warmest kind of quiet in my head. When everything went quiet, the wind stepped back and let us be. When everything went quiet, I heard you more completely. When everything went quiet, there was just you and me. And I think the wind knew what it was doing, all that noise and motion and the fuss, just so that when it finally stopped and left us, the quiet would be loud enough for us. When everything went quiet was the loudest moment of my life. When everything went quiet was when I knew that you would be my light. When everything went quiet, there was just you and me. And everything we'd ever need. Still quiet, still you, still me, still here, still here. When everything went quiet. The wind is gone now, everything is settled. The leaves are where the wind decided they should be. And you are still here, standing in the quiet. The most beautiful thing, the wind left here with me. Everything the wind brought in that October, the flying scarves, the laughter, all the leaves, has settled into something warm and certain, something neither of us wants to leave. Because the wind brings things and the wind takes things, and you never know which one it means to do. But the wind brought you, and then the wind stopped blowing, and when it left me here with you. After the wind you stayed, long after the leaves had found their ground. After the wind you stayed, the most beautiful thing the wind had found. After the wind and how the wind was doing all its work that morning to bring me to this warm and quiet place. 'Cause every gust was steering us towards something. Every leaf that flew was pointing here, and all the wind's commotion and its rushing was just its way of saying you were near. Because the wind brings things and the wind takes things, and you never know which one it means to do. But the wind brought you, and then the wind stopped blowing, and when it left me here with you. After the wind you stayed, long after the leaves had found their ground. After the wind you stayed, the most beautiful thing the wind had found. After the wind you stay, still here, still mine, still you. And this is what I want to remember on every windy October street, that after all the motion and the rushing, the wind was just trying